Olá. Good. Yeah.
Okay. I'm from Brazil, you know.
Yes, I know, I know. Yeah, yeah. Nice talking to you. Yeah.
And I have some questions, some interesting questions. And so I will begin with the how has your return with Pretty Maids has been, and how is the band's chemistry on this tour? I enjoy it, the tour
Yeah,
with
we
the
I mean, we basically wanted to, originally what I actually agreed to do was back in, like, last year, we agreed on doing a couple of gigs in 24, and, then we did that, the chemistry was cool and is cool, and, we just decided to do some more gigs in 2025, and, so we're gonna do a couple of gigs, this year as well. Not a hell of a lot of gigs, but we got other things going as well, but yes, so we're looking very much forward to come to Brazil for the first time in 42
yes,
years.
I
Oh, very
know.
yeah.
And you already played at major festivals like Wacken Open Air and Sweden Rock Festival. And this is the first time that you come to Brazil with the Pretty Maids.
Mhm.
And what you're expecting from the Brazilian audience and the festival, Bangers Open Air, because the festival changed the name.
Mhm,
It
yeah, I know.
was like a summer breeze in Brazil, but the name was changed
I know. I
to
played Summer
Bangers
Breeze
Open
too.
Air.
I played Summer Breeze 2 years ago with Avantasia, I actually think, in Sao Paulo.
Yes, I was
Well,
there.
I expect the fans to be absolutely crazy as always. I mean, I've told everybody in the band, hey, we gotta go, and I mean, hopefully do this one, and hopefully some more gigs in South America. I'm told it's the best fans in the world, and I'm serious here. Whether you're playing Brazil, Mexico, or Argentina, Chile, whatever, it's a very, very emotional audience, and it's the loudest audience you will ever experience. Because I was blown away the first time when I was in Brazil was in 2016 with Avantasia, and I told the guys back, "Oh wow, man, these are party animals." So I told the guys, and I know everybody's really looking forward to this. I hope we'll have a good day, and do a good gig.
Oh, oh,
We
yes.
probably couldn't play like an hour set or whatever. We'd like to play too, but it's a start. And we're really looking forward to it. Yeah, me too.
Oh, I feel great. And why did you take so long to come to Brazil with Pretty Maids?
I don't know actually. It's actually I seriously don't know but the times I've been there, I've signed a lot of Pretty Made stuff, to fans and stuff like that, and we had a lot of response from South American fans on the social medias, and I don't know. It's a really good question because I know a lot of my German friends and bands I know has been there several times, and other Scandinavian bands we never have been there. That's a big mistake, I think. So let's change that.
Okay, I'm hopeful that all that's okay. And I have another question about the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Yeah,
Like, um, what I think it was on 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks
yeah,
ago, the Monsters
yeah.
of
Right.
Rock cruise.
Hmm.
And could you share some different or interesting details about performing on a cruise versus the normal show in the land?
Well, it's not really. I think first and foremost, I think the Monsters of Rock cruises. You play for a lot of people that never had the chance to see you before. Some Americans, Canadians, and stuff like that. Also, there's a lot of Europeans on the boat as well. But it's it's actually there's a lot of bands playing there all the time. There's like four stages, and it's not like the places are packed, because everybody see a little bit of this. They want to see this band too. So to be honest, I would probably prefer to play my own gigs back in Europe, whatever, because it's music all the time. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting a little bit too old for that. But it was great, and we played 2 gigs, and people are nice, and met a lot of fans and stuff like that. And but maybe it's just me who's getting too old. I need more privacy. I mean, you can't go anywhere unless you meet somebody, and But it's cool. We've done it. It was the 5th or 6th cruise we've done, or something like that. I just tend to think
Oh,
it was funnier 15 years ago.
you're not too old. I'm 42 years old, and I'm
That's
still
no
going to
way.
concerts. No, and I still going to the concerts. I enjoy very much. I have 2 children, and
Yeah,
I'm going to dance to the oldest sometimes, and we love it. It's
well,
a
that's
great.
great.
Never go old if you have the young mind.
No, no, no. That's true. I don't feel old, because if I did, I wouldn't do what I do today. Because I'm still here. I went straight from Miami to this tour, and so it's like 6 weeks on the road. I still enjoy it, But I'm just saying, well, the cruise thing is very intense for 4 or 5 days. You can't really do much but listen to music. It's music. It's rock and roll all over the place. But that's what people come for. And that's what they pay for. It was good. We had 2 good gigs there, and we had a good time. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. And after all these years, how do you view the evolution of Pretty Maids? Take into account the lineup changes and the transformation in the rock and metal scene with the over the years with the grunge, and the Pretty Maids is still there, still are the fans, and what do you is there any Pretty Maids album you consider unrated and deserving more attention from fans and the media? What do you think of all these years of Pretty Maids?
Well, of course, I mean, a lot of things, as you said yourself, happened throughout these 42 years. We started out in the 80s with a new wave of British heavy metal, and nation, and 87, the Future World album, we were on MTV, and it was different times. Metal was the big thing at the time being. Then came the grunge, and up to the 90s, the new metal and Britpop and whatever. I mean, but we kept playing, but there's always been a market for it, but maybe not as big as it used to be. But there's still countries like Germany, like Sweden, Finland, Spain. It's always been there. It's just been going up and down, as with all other things in life. Really, you can't. It's hard to to peak for 42 years old. You can't really 42 years. You can't. I mean, but we had our ups and downs, but we always had great fun, and we always were honest to what we were doing. Sometimes we actually tried to update ourselves a little bit, but we always ended up sounding like Pretty Maids. And I think that's what fans wanted to hear. But we had a great run from, let's say, 85 up until 93, 92. And then there was a couple of years there where all these other musical genres came and went. And we had a great comeback in 2010 when we started with the Pandemonium album. And since that, we've just been on a roll. And then I got sick, and then the Corona came, the COVID came at the same time, which actually meant like a 5-6 year break, from so when we got back 24 was the first gig in 5 years, and I think the break was actually good for the band. I think that was okay. And now we're
Yes.
back. I mean, and we enjoy what we do. So
Okay. And I have my notes here
sure,
just to not forget anything.
yeah, sure.
Can you talk about the songs that will play here in Brazil? There will be the albums, the big albums, the last album in 2020, and
Nice.
19. What do you have to what the band will play? And can you tell me
Well, we haven't really.
something just a little bit
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the
No,
show here?
we haven't done a set list yet, you know. It's but you know, it's the first time in Brazil, so we try to play some old stuff, some new stuff. You know, it's difficult when you've done 16 albums to cook them down to 1 hour, you know. But we will make a set and play maybe one song from this album, and but basically, I think we'll do stuff from you know from the 80s and some of the stuff we've done since 2010, probably. You know, that's what we do the most actually. Well, see, we haven't made a set yet, but probably going to be an hour or something, and then we will give it the best we've got, you know. And then, of course, we'll play a song like Future World. We'll definitely play Little Drops of Heaven, you know, some Pandemonium maybe, and some of this stuff, you know. But it's difficult to cook it down to 1 hour.
Yes, all the bands have this difficult because of the festivals. You have some time of limit to the show, so that will be hard to choose the songs.
That's
And
right.
you will play in the first day with in the same stage, I think, of Douro and
Mhm.
Glen Woods.
Yeah.
It's a normal. And I will be there as a fan, not as journalist. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see you then on the first time of Pretty Maids in Brazil.
I hope. Yeah.
And and can I ask you about your solo career?
Yeah.
Because I last year I listened to the albums, and I think it's Trinity. It's a very good album. Do
Mm.
you know any plans for the solo project after
Um,
this tour?
No, I mean, right now, actually, I got a lot of songs ready to go, you know, and I deliberately took like a year off last year. So I spent that on the road with my own project, Pretty Maids, and I did a lot of festivals up in Asia last year, you know. So now is the time to. I've got like, I don't know, 12, 15 songs kind of written, you know. I just got to finish it off and record it, write lyrics. I'll probably record it throughout 2025 and release it at some point. We're also talking about writing some new Pretty Made stuff, you know. So let's see what happens. But I definitely want to do another album. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the first three albums I did, you know, had a great reception from fans. They also worked as some kind of musical therapy for me and my problems that I could get out of my system, you know. So these three albums are very personal to me, and it was great, you know. But I'd like to do a fourth album at some point. Yeah, the songs is
Oh,
songs are kind of written actually, so just gotta record it.
oh, I love them. And I need to ask, how do you keep your voice so good, and your appearance, your style with if all the your schedule with the Fontaines and pre-mades? How you do it? One
I
time
don't
you
know.
were in the country, another day you were like in Europe. Then you how do you manage that the voice, the style, because I think you're a very good style. I already see you live.
Thank
So
you.
how do you manage all of that with the craziness of the tours?
I mean, the most important, what's important, really important, is actually so you get some sleep and stuff like that. That's my biggest problem because I'm not good at sleeping on tour buses and all the going from one continent to the other, all the jet lag and stuff like that. But you just got to be. I mean, I'm not sitting drinking vodka all night anymore, right? Those were the days. I still like fun. I just have a little sip of wine and a couple of beers, and that's it. You know, I don't smoke anymore, of course, and I don't know. I mean, it's weird, you know, because I mean, I had parts of my lungs removed, you know, and I have chronic asthmatic bronchitis. So sometimes I ask myself, it must be God, God or Jesus is watching over me. I don't know, but I mean, I'm just happy that I'm still able to do it, you know. And actually, my voice is in pretty good shape these days. So I'm just very humble for the fact that it is, and I can still do it. If I couldn't, I wouldn't. So, but I feel my voice feels strong at the moment. I don't know why. It shouldn't actually, because I had all the odds are against it somehow, you know. But no, yeah, music is my savior. It's just great. I'm still able to pull it off, you know. I'm out here now with invitations. A lot of good singers, you know. It's and I can still follow, you know. That's great. After all, I'm
And
60 years old now, so don't take anything for granted, you know. Because as you grow older, a lot of singers would agree with me on that. You know, your voice gets a little D, your voice change. You can't reach the notes you maybe once could. You know, 30, but I still can't somehow sing the 80s stuff as well. You know, so it's all good.
Yours Yes, I agree with you, and I saw some things of the old Pretty Maids and their voice, and now I saw some in the internet, some shows, and I think, oh my gosh,
Mm,
you are like awesome. The voice is great. You were. I'm looking forward to see you live
thank you. I'm
in
looking forward to
São
it.
Paulo.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah, as I said, I'm just thankful that my voice still exists. And also, you know, I think it's all I get before a tour, before we do a tour, whether it's Pretty Maids, my own band, or Avantasia, I always start warming up a couple of weeks ago, weeks before, prior to the tour. I start, you know, singing. You know, like I make a set list on my iPhone and I put in some earpads and I start getting used to singing the songs. And because your voice, it's a muscle, you got to keep in shape like the rest of your body, you know. So that's my way of doing it, you know.
Yes, I
People have
think.
people have many different ways. Singers are many like now with Avantasia, it's very some of the singers warm up like an hour before the show and have their routines, and some don't. And people do different things. I'm just like saying some very strange sounds, you know, to open up my throat. So people are different. People have different routines in what they do.
Okay. Our time is over, Frank told
Yeah,
me, and it's an honor to interview you.
yeah,
And
you're
I hope to see you with the Pretty Maids for the first time in Brazil this
yeah, I'm looking
this
forward to see
May.
you. Yeah, come and say hi, Paula. It was
Hi, I'm looking like, hi, Paula.
yeah. No,
I usually stay in front of the stage.
okay, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
thank you very
So did
much
I.
for this
So did
interview.
I. Oh, it's nice talking to you, Paula. Take care of yourself,
It's
all right?
nice. It's always nice to talk to you. Have a good day or night. I don't know where you go. Are you in which
Couple of hours
country
to
are
go
you?
on stage, you know, so it's late out, it's afternoon here, so
Oh,
it'll be
okay.
good. It'll be great tonight. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very
Okay.
much. I
You're
think
welcome.
Frank wants to. Okay.